Hey guys, we didn't get much time to bask in the glory of Casey's great victory last weekend. As great as it was, we had to get straight into the shop and get to work on the Torry. So, as you might have seen from Connor's posts, we did find a bit of metal in the filter after our PB run of 687, and just we really erred on the side of caution, and we pulled a sump, checked the bearings, and the main thing we check when we're looking at bearing, like you can see the bearing, it did make quite a bit of heat on it. But the first thing we check is the spread. So we check at the top of the bearing there, and then we check the middle of the bearing, and we're not seeing any drastic spread on the bearing. So that's the first thing you look for in detonation in the engine, or lean condition in the engine, will be a considerable, like 6thou spread from the top of the bearing down into the real loaded area. So we didn't find any excessive spread there. Also, another thing we look at, these pistons, this is how the engine came. We had a couple of new pistons from a blow up in it. So these ones with the discolouring on it just from the blow-on combo. But yeah, we're not seeing any heat on the new pistons or the new valves in the engine. So, and as well as all the data we're getting from our awesome Haltech gear, we're so safe. We've got still no timing in the car. So we just want to be sure that we're troubleshooting the issue with the bearing. So we pulled the crankshaft out, swung it down to AAs. The boys down there looked right after us. We got the crankshaft crack tested. There's no cracks at all in it. We got the journals all linished back up again. We've got 4 pistons back in there and 4 to go. So there's no actual damage, so to speak, but we just want to address this issue we're having with beating those bearings up. And with all our friends we talk to, all our Shane Seawright in Queensland, Wayne Keys, the Lushies, Brody Pilkington even, one thing is we were using a multi-grade 2050 oil in it because of the turbo deal. We didn't want to have too thick an oil. And we really think that's a mistake. We think with the 4thou clearances that you run in these blow-on combos, also George Saparovich, he was concerned about the oil we were running. So yeah, we're going to change to like a 60 grade, a mono grade 60 oil, and we think that's going to, we're hoping that's going to help with that issue with the bearing. Obviously we'll do a half-track run and assess the filter, just make sure we're not barking up the wrong tree. But our all-fast torque converter and transmission, that's been flawless as usual, and it's a nice bolt-together piece Simon's done up for us there, so we can change the stators and stuff in that. But as we said previously, right out of the box, that thing's working pretty killer. And another little cool thing is, these are some of the old valves. You know, you can see that's got that purple. That's from where this did have a blow up with the previous owner. So that purple will show you that cylinder got a little bit hot. This bottom one here is the one we damaged the bearing, and it's had a new valve put in it previously. So you can see that valve's showing no heat. The chamber's not showing any heat. And even these other cylinders that have had newish valves put in them, we're not seeing any signs of it being a major tune-up problem. Another place we look is, you know, black transfer through the O-rings and stuff in the head gasket. We're just not seeing any telltale signs of lean conditions or anything like that. It's the sort of thing we look for. The other cool thing we can just show you while we've got the heads off here is how nice the ports are, how straight on top of the valve these Allen Johnson cylinder heads are, and also the head stud goes through the intake chamber. So then to plug that hole, the piece of metal that was taken out of the cylinder head actually gets inserted into the rocker girdle, and that goes back in and creates a perfect port. So it's a lot of work goes into these things, and they make a lot of power. And I guess if you're familiar with a small block Chev, you'll have a Siamese intake port. The intake ports are together here in the middle, then they go off on this terrible angle to get to the valve. So these have had all the ports swapped over, symmetrical intake like a LS has, and also full symmetrical exhaust. So this is not no 23-degree small block Chev deal. It is, the ports have all been moved and they drop straight on top of the valve. So really nice gear. So yeah, everything's good there. No damage, no issues at all. And with the car, cool things what we talked about when we were building the car was keeping everything accessible. Like, so we've pulled this engine out to do maintenance. None of the coils had to be moved. None of the fuel system stuff. The turbo still stayed in the car. All the hot sides stayed in there. So if you've built a few cars in your time, you think about these things, and you think about, if we need to get that thing out in a hurry, can we jack it out and still leave all this other gear in there, get it back in and get ready for the next event? So that's all worked out really well. We've been able to leave all the wiring in place, just pull the lump out and then get it back in quick, smart. I guess a really cool thing is the handling of the car. We're so impressed with how well the car's going down the track. The wing that we made for the car, the chutes just ping out straight away. It's got such great downforce, it's not switching around at all. So as we said in earlier videos, there's a lot of aero we can take out of the car, but we're still pouring on heaps of PBs and mile an hour PBs. So we can't be happy with how that's all going. Yeah, horsepower wise, we didn't want to make silly predictions, but based on the mile an hour and ET we're running now, the car's producing 1730 horsepower, and we've done the 687, so that's our prediction. It's going to do 687, and when we do a quicker time, we'll tell you about it. Until then, we'll just keep plucking away at it. But yeah, that's the best way. If your mate says he's got 5,000 horsepower, just get his mile an hour, put it into a slide calculator, and you probably find he's full of shit. So yeah, we'll have this thing all back together, and next weekend at Nitro Max, we'll be out having another rip. See us down there. Alright, this is a very special moment. We're going to go into the McClure Motorsport boardroom. We've got Casey's brand new Golden States tree here. This is a sacred place. No one's ever seen it. The only person that's ever seen inside this boardroom is my bank manager. The one time I tried to explain to him where all my millions had disappeared to. So this is a very special viewing for you guys. So just keep it under your hat. So just luckily we have a little place here for that little beauty to go. That goes alongside Bailey's Golden States. And it fits in there quite nicely. But I guess some people say we get a little bit excited when we get a win or get a gold tree. And that's probably because we've also failed at a lot of gold trees. There's a competition eliminator, a runner-up, so that was a miss on a tree. Bailey, at the age of 11 years old at the Winter Nationals, got all the way to the final in a 60-car field. That was a miss on a tree. This one here, broken input shaft. That was another missed tree. So when it finally comes off, you do jump up and down a little bit. Here's a couple of cool ones here. This was way back before they gave gold Christmas trees to the lower ranks. So that's a Super Street and the Super Sedan gold. Well, that's what you got. That was your gold tree in the lower classes. That would have been around 1997, 98. My eyes won't tell me. But yeah, so when you finally get one, it makes up for all the ones you missed out on. So yeah, all the crying you do, you make up for it with your whoop whoop. So the taller ones you see there, they're national championships, so they have a bit of a taller base on them, and they're actually all machined up by Terry Jonkin. He's the ex-divisional director of Andra, and he machines all them up when he's at home, and that's all done with love, so that's pretty special. Little touch on the national champion ones. They're made out of railway sleepers out of Northern or something. There's a bit of a story to it. But the other cool things are nominations for Gary Mashevitz Awards. Casey and myself were lucky enough to be nominated for that sort of thing. That's not a performance base. That's just how you're viewed with the track staff and stuff. Another cool one is Champion of Champions, done by Gordon Crawford. So we're lucky enough to get that one year. So some pretty cool non-performance based trophies on the mantelpiece. This one here, the first state championship in 1997 in Super Street in my little trusty Datsun. That's a pretty special one to me. Other wins in Super Street there in 96. But the oldest of them all, I think we got, is 2001 Bunbury Burnouts champion. So that's another top secret bit of information. Yes, we did used to play in burnouts, and not proud of it, but you know, you learn from your mistakes and you move on. So what else have we got? That's a meeting where myself and one of the boys, I think Connor, won the same event, so that's pretty cool. But both got the win at the same event, so pretty awesome that one. There's a 2005 Super Sedan local championship, pretty hard to win, and I think the 2 years after that we won it again. Driver of the year, a huge great big bit of firewood there, so that's that one nearly hits the roof, so that's pretty cool. Lots of junior trophies. There's another one at the top where me and Bailey, that was a bit of a when Thunder 400 got into the Motorplex for a short time. So a little bit of a history lesson, I guess, as you go through, and mostly Andra stuff, but the Thunder 400 came in for a short time there. There's Rookie of the Years for juniors. Best engineered vehicle for the Torana when we built it. That's a pretty awesome one. We're very proud of that. A brief run in Supercharged Outlaws we had. So yeah, there's 125 trophies here. But when you race for 30 odd years, there's a lot of lean times. There's a lot of times where there's nothing happening. So it looks like you've just been cleaning up, but sometimes there's 5 years between wins and there's shit times there along the way. But so that's the boardroom. The only problem is when Casey started racing last year, we ended up with a severe amount of severe shelving problem. So back to IKEA we go, and we might have to add some more towers on the side, or maybe one under here to try and take care of Casey's handiwork. But I guess a couple of other little things. There's the Super Sedan car that I built in my shed from scratch, full tube deal. So that was in a Commodore magazine and won Performers Commodore of the Year, and great little photo shoot that got done there. And this would be our most successful vehicle we ran. A national championship, local championship, driver of the year, so on and so forth. And funny enough, that's the same car that Stephen Martin just won the Golden States in. It's now a black altered. Well, I ran it as an altered as well. Legendary car, still wins today. And, you know, I've got great memories of that car. That's at Sydney Dragway. And here's the two young fellas. Back when they were about 40 kilos instead of the 130 they are today. We're actually celebrating Bailey's 21st today, so yeah, a lot of water under the bridge since then, and there you go, very special occasion to be in the boardroom. Catches. Oh shit, I forgot about the most important person on the team. our dearest Natalie McClure. Here she is getting a little smooch off yours truly on a very special day. But our most prized possession is the Steve Eagleson Memorial Trophy, which has been awarded to so many wonderful women in the sport of drag racing, whether they be drivers or competitors or involved in the running of drag racing. So Natalie was the latest recipient of this award, and very, very deserving, along with all the other wonderful people who have won it over the years. So yeah, could not forget about that.